right, so we have to talk about this because this is a very, very important talking topic, and I don't think a lot of you guys will understand how crazy it is, the things that happened this past weekend at EVO. So first and foremost, the elephant in the room, rollback netcode. Now, a lot of you guys that don't play fighting games are probably like, what the hell is rollback netcode? We see you guys whining about it all the time online. Explain it. The best way to explain it, it's a special kind of netcode that makes it a lot more viable to play fighting games online. What you guys are mostly used to if you don't play fighting games is what's called delay based, and essentially what that does is it makes it very unplayable, sometimes borderline unplayable, period. If I play someone across the world, across the country, I'm gonna have a bad time. Rollback, essentially, it's the best way to explain it. It's magic that makes it way more playable. And at the end of the day, you're still gonna have lag every now and then, depending on how your connection is. It's not gonna completely solve it, but it will make it better. Now, Dragon Ball FighterZ was a game that, for the longest, the developers and everybody behind the team said they are not going to introduce rollback because it's too difficult, it'll be too expensive, it doesn't make sense, yada, yada, yada. And this past weekend, at the finals, Hiroki comes out and she says, we are doing rollback netcode. She said no more updates as far as new characters, so pretty much we can say that the game is done as far as that. You know, I'm sure they might still do patches here and there, but the big one was rollback netcode. Rollback netcode basically adds it so the game's going to be playable, period. Here's the best way to explain it. If you're a casual, imagine if they fixed the netcode for Xenoverse. That's what Dragon Ball FighterZ is getting, and it's actually beautiful. But the big thing is the fact that Bandai had put their foot down a couple years ago, and they said no. Even when the pandemic happened and they started introducing tournaments online where they really need a rollback netcode, they were like, we're not going to do it, we can't do it, it's impossible, yada, 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 blah, 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 we are done. So the fact that they actually joined the train, and this is going to set a brand new standard for all fighting games in the future, is a big, big deal. Now, I don't know how well this could work in other games that you guys might have played, like such as Xenoverse. I don't know if it works in that environment, but for fighting games, pure fighting games, it is a beautiful thing. And the fact that they're doing this is going to be a standard for every fighting game ever, period. So it's huge. Very excited about that. But that's not the big news. By the way, as far as when that's coming out, we don't really know yet. It's in development. They did say it's going to come out on the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. I almost said Xbox One. Xbox Series X, and then for PS4 and Xbox One, I'm not really sure how it works, but it's mostly going to be focused on next gen. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. When that comes out, we're definitely going to play a lot of Dragon Ball FighterZ, and the thing that has me most excited is we can actually do party matches and not have to worry about lag. If you watch any of the 3 Idiots party match videos where it's 3v3, you know, each one has a character, the lag was almost always unbearable, but we still did it for the entertainment. Now we can actually do it and not worry about the lag, and I'm super excited about that. So the 3 Idiots content, period, because of this, is going to be next level whenever that comes out in the next couple weeks. The other big news, and this one is going to have a lot of you guys excited as well. I'm going to pop up PS360's tweets, going to be on the screen somewhere. He says, the CEO of ArcSys has stated that he wants to make more games based on popular IPs that are especially popular in the West. They used to be hesitant, but now want to be proactive. What IP would you like to see? Which is a good question. So comment section below, if you could give any anime game the Dragon Ball FighterZ treatment, what would you want and why? And describe basically your perfect game down below. Now, the reason why this is a big deal is this is another thing that ArcSys and Japan, they kind of had a foot down. Dragon Ball FighterZ, I don't think people understand, was a unicorn. It's one of those games that would have never, ever, ever happened. They would have never threaded that world, and somehow they decided to try it out, and it was successful. And even after its success, ArcSys and Japan, Bandai, everybody were still like, yeah, we're not going to do it anymore. This is it, period. We're not going to do it. If you're going to get an anime fighter, it's most likely going to be like one of those arena fighters like Xenoverse, My Hero Academia, One's Justice, stuff like that, you know, Jump Force, you know, the games that we hate, but we end up playing anyways, those kind of games, because they cater more to casuals, they sell, they make more money, yada, yada, yada. But because of the success of Dragon Ball FighterZ and everything the game has done over the course of the past couple of years, I guess they changed their mind. ArcSys and Works was very passive about collaboration with other IPs, and usually the IP owner proposed a collaboration with ArcSys and Works. In this case, Bandai came up to ArcSys and was like, hey, can you make fighters? He said that he now plans to change the policy, which again, it was a policy, he did not do this. He plans to change the policy and move more actively with ArcSys Works. In particular, Kiduka wants to make a game that will resonate in the West, and it remains to be seen whether that is referring to a license that is popular worldwide like Dragon Ball, or whether he wants to collaborate with a franchise that is popular in the West. So we don't know what it is yet. The first thing that comes to my mind is Naruto Fighters. And the reason why that's a big deal is because ever since Fighters came out, we collectively have been screaming for our Naruto Fighters for a very, very long time. And they said they weren't going to do it. They said no. And as you can see, the CEO himself had a change of heart and says, this is actually a good idea. Weird. It says if you make a good fighting game with a good IP, it sells. It makes money. And it's going to be a worldwide phenomenon. Weird how that works out, you know? Something that Arc System has always kind of struggled with is they made fantastic games, but they never really like break into like the super casual world that becomes super popular sales-wise. Like Guilty Gear is a beautiful game. I've played Guilty Gear games since I was like, I don't know, a kid. And the problem with Guilty Gear is it never completely catered to the casual audience. And then Dragon Ball FighterZ happened, and then they realized, wow, this is selling a lot of copies. I think FighterZ sold over 8 million copies. And the next best franchise I know that sold a lot of copies in the past has been the Naruto Storm series. Now imagine if they actually hop into the Naruto world and give us a Naruto FighterZ. That would literally break the internet. Imagine next year at E3 or whatever, you know, they have for presenting games, we just see a Naruto Fighter style trailer drop. I guarantee you the internet will trend for 3 days. For 3 days. This will trend for like 3 days because that's how crazy it will be. I need that in my life. Now personally with me, look man, I'm gonna just say it. My dream game has always been, and this is not gonna happen at all, but look, you can see on my thing, I have a couple things I'm a big fan of. Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho has been on the rise again recently, probably because of the anniversary and stuff like that. But my dream game has always been, imagine a Dragon Ball Fighter style game that features Yu Yu Hakusho versus Hunter x Hunter. I would say Yu Yu Hakusho by itself, but let's be real, it probably wouldn't work as well. I mean, it could, but as far as reaching everybody. But combining both franchises, because it is all by Togashi, the same creator, that would be insane. Imagine doing like a 2v2 system or even 3v3 where you have like Meruem, Hiei, Yusuke all on the same team against like Sensui, Toguro, and Hisoka. I don't know. This will be so hype. Like, imagine how crazy that game would be, especially with the beautiful animations that Arc System is known for. I would love to see that game. I would slap someone's grandma for it. Fortunately, we're probably never going to get that. I think, honestly, the next best thing that we could possibly see in this situation is most likely going to be Naruto FighterZ, which is not a bad thing. I'm excited for that. I got the same situation. Give me my Shishui, give me Sasuke, give me Itachi on the same team, and I'm there. That's my main team right there. I'm saying it right now. If we ever get that game, that's my team right there. Granted, of course, if we get those characters, you know, the thing about fighting is also got to remember is they usually kind of focus on a much smaller roster because they really like focus on the characters. So if Naruto FighterZ ever came out, it will probably be the exact same situation as it was with Dragon Ball FighterZ. We'll get like 20 characters at launch, and then over the course of the next couple years, we'll probably get like 20, 30-ish characters as DLC. So it's going to be very, very limited. But as far as which characters that they release, I guarantee you it will be beautiful, and the game will be super popular, and we can go to the exact same steps that we saw with Dragon Ball FighterZ. So I need that. So yeah, this is massive. Again, I don't think people understand how big of a deal this is. These are the companies that for the longest were saying they will not do stuff like rollback netcode. As you can see, even from the CEO himself, he's changing the policy to want to work with other IPs, whether it be, you know, in Japan. Again, I want this to be clear. It's not confirmed that they're hinting at Naruto. For all you know, they'll do something like, I don't know, Nickelodeon Fighters. A series in the West featuring Nickelodeon characters, Dragon Ball Fighter stuff. For all you know, they might be doing that. The whole point of this change in the policy is they're going to seek out basically trying to make games like this. And if it resonates with the West, it'll bang. So that's kind of like the goal. And like I said, the only thing I can think about that's been as crazy as Dragon Ball has been Naruto for the longest as far as sales-wise. And again, if you look at the numbers, the Budokai series, Tenkaichi series, all the past Dragon Ball games, Xenoverse versus the Storm series, they sold a lot of copies. End of the day, these companies want to sell money, or they want to make money and sell their games. And what better way to do it than to make an actual good fighting game with the Naruto franchise behind it. And let's be real, Naruto deserves it, man. After Shinobi Striker and everything that happened after the Storm series, Naruto deserves it the most right now. And I'm here for it if we ever get to that point. So yeah. Oh, I was at EVO, and I'll not forget, it was very late because it was, I think the tournament started for grand finals at like 10 our time. And by the time it finished, it was like 2 in the morning. And Hiroki comes out and she's basically speaking and before it gets translated. I remember hearing the word rollback. And I'm like, nah. Surely she's going to say no rollback again because she's done that in the past. And then, of course, after the translation happens, everybody's screaming. Rollback gets announced. And it's like, wow. And then I get home and I see this tweet. And I'm just like, this is insane. This is a good time to be a fan of these kind of games. And I just cannot wait to see what's going to happen. So, yeah. Comment section below. Let me know your thoughts of what you personally want to see as far as the future of Arc Sys and these crazy collaborations that they want to seek out. Give me your best guesses what you think is going to happen. And in your dream situation, if a Naruto FighterZ does happen to come out, what is your dream team Let me know down below. As always, if you enjoy seeing these talk videos like this, hit that thumbs up. Stay tuned for more, and we'll cover this as soon as it happens, when it happens. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. My name is Rhyme Style. I'll see you in the comment section below. Peace.